Hey y'all, and welcome to Monner's Market, and welcome to the Keep It Simple Sunday Challenge. This challenge is where we take something in our house that's kind of just laying around and make it into something new and exciting. This challenge is hosted by the gorgeous Melissa over at Melissa Makes It DIY. She is so talented. I'm telling you, I could just sit and binge watch her all day long. And the co-host today is Miss Jackie over at Jackie Burns Creations. And Jackie is the sweetest thing you could ever meet. She is so precious. She has been so incredibly gracious to me and supportive of me since I started my channel a few months ago. And I am just tickled to death and honored to be a part of this collaboration that these two ladies are doing today. So this is what I'm going to be making for you today. The glass jars, or the votives, if you will, that you see on the top of these candlesticks here were literally trash. I had these two candles that I was going to throw away, and I got to looking at the jars, and I thought, those jars are really pretty. They're thick, they're sturdy, they're heavy duty, and I decided to make them into something. Now, when I started, I didn't really know what I was going to do with them, so I just kind of soaked them in the water and got that wax all softened up. And once the wax got softened, get my tongue untied, it was fairly easy to go in with a spoon and just dig that wax out and clean them up. And if I remember right, it only took 5 minutes. I don't even think it took 10 minutes, honestly, to get it soft enough to start digging it out. And they had burned down so low that they would not light anymore. These particular candles would burn in the middle of the wax. So I couldn't use them any longer. So I got the glass all cleaned up, and I removed the labels on both of them and got them all washed up, and they turned out to be gorgeous jars. But they did need something a little more added to them. So in order to make them match my kitchen remodel that we were doing, I needed to add a little something extra to them. So what I did, once I got them all cleaned up and good and dry, is put a stripe on each one of them. Now, the stripes were not the same, but it did add a little bit to them. Now, the candlesticks that you see me cleaning up here, I got forever ago from the Goodwill, and I don't think I paid more than a quarter or 50 cents for them. So they were just laying around. Every time I would move my craft box, I would see them and think, gosh, I need to do something with them. So now this is what I've decided to do with them. So for the first one, I just made me a little template with some tape and made a line. Now, whenever I made it, I was scared I was going to get my line crooked. So I just used a couple of little tiny pieces of tape and went around to make myself a sort of a little template there so that I would know exactly where to put that top piece of tape for my line. And once I got that all set and ready to go, I just went back in and removed those middle pieces out of my way so that I could make a good, crisp, clean line. And it worked like a charm. So I took some black paint, acrylic paint by Apple Barrel, and just painted it on the glass, and couldn't have been easier. It was just as quick and easy as you could imagine. And you can use any paint, and any color that you have laying around. And then for the second jar, I just took a piece of tape and went around sort of halfway around the glass, I would guess. And then I just painted the entire bottom because I want them to match, but I didn't want them to be identical. So I got the bottom part of it painted, and once I got them painted, I set them aside to dry, and I started working on the candlesticks. Now, what I did for the candlesticks is I just took some white Waverly chalk paint, my good old faithful, and painted the candlesticks. After, of course, I dried them with my heat gun because I am the most impatient person in the world. I cannot stand to watch paint dry and sit and just wait. If I've got something on my mind, I want to get it done. So after the first coat dried, I went back in with the second coat just to make sure that I didn't miss any little spots that you would be able to see later, and make it a little bit darker line. And it just, like I said, it turned out really, really cute, and I was tickled to death at the way they turned out to be something that was started out as trash. So I get my glasses ready and start on my candlesticks, like I said, with some white Waverly chalk paint. Just gave them a good couple of coats to cover up all of that wood. And then I took that same black and went in and I heavily distressed them with the black acrylic paint, because everything else on my wall, and I'll show you the wall at the end, was lightly distressed pretty much. And I did not want the candlesticks to just kind of blend in and everything be the same. So I did make that a little bit heavier than the other things that I had made and distressed for my wall. So I took the E6000 and the hot glue, and then I took this cute little Farmhouse ribbon that you can get at the Dollar Tree pretty much any time. And I took these eucalyptus leaves that I got from Walmart, if I remember right. I want to say they were $1, maybe $2 at the max. And I just cut them up and poked them down in one. And that's literally all I did to that jar. And then for the other one, I just took a little candle that I got from the Dollar Tree and popped right down in there. And that was all there was to making these. And it could not have been any simpler or any easier than it was. So I was tickled to death at the way they turned out. Now, there will be a playlist at the end of, in the description box below. So I want you to make sure that you go to that playlist and watch everybody else's videos and see what they've come up with for you today. But make sure you leave me a comment and let me know what you think about my Keep It Simple Sunday challenge. And this is the wall that I made them to go on. It's a pretty big wall in my kitchen, and we just finished remodeling my kitchen. We went from red roosters to what you see there. So I love the way they turned out, and I thought they just went perfect with the kitchen. So I wanted to say one more time, thank you to Melissa and Jackie for allowing me to be a part of this challenge. And I hope you like what I did for you today. Make sure you go to that playlist and show everybody some love, and enjoy your Sunday. Also, Melissa will be doing this again next month. So come back next month for April's K.I.S.S. Talk to you soon. Have a good day. God bless you.